All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a continuation of the class for productivity, AI for productivity. We are using Notion for this particular session of the training for this particular phase. So, I think we have actually gone through the talked about our duties are here. Let's keep reminding ourselves of why we are here. So normally our classes are Tuesdays and Thursdays. So productivity tools, I've talked about it. This is just something we have talked about before. It helps us think faster, write better, organize works better. So mostly, I'm not going to bother about writing, or because of it is productivity, the organizing of your work is very important. And that's what we're going to look at. You use cognitive load, automate the drafting, summarization, and planning, improve decision making, move faster with higher quality outputs. Okay. The problem we are going to solve, you need to solve for yourself. You don't need to start with a blank page. Okay. For organization is something that all of us suffer from. Even the way we store our normal file on the system. If you've ever struggled with trying to find out where your file is, yeah, welcome to the club. Sometimes your tasks are too many and can be overwhelming. And sometimes you have to kind of redo what you have done before, and you can lose your distance. So whenever you talk about productivity, there are a lot of things involved. I told you that we are going to be focusing more on the organization, and that's why we pick Notion. So we are going right straight into it. I think we have talked about how to install Notion and everything. I believe that I know most of you have installed it. It doesn't take anything, right? All right. So on the hands-on, we started last week. Okay. The perspective that you are going to be looking at is uh when you are using Notion, if you don't strategically understand it, it's quite a lot and it can be confusing. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the building blocks, right? The building blocks is number one and number three, right? The pages and the databases. So please, this thing I am saying now is the most important part of this class. So that you understand the high level structure and you'll be able to drill down. Okay, Notion AI works with both. Okay. Then collaboration is we might not touch collaboration in this class, right? You are going to handle it um, next week because that will be the end of the whole thing. You need to understand how you can, because at the end of the day, you're trying to organize this team, you're working with a team, right? Apart from organizing for yourself, you need to equally organize when you are collaborating. So that's why collaboration and sharing and everything is important, right? I'll try as much as possible to kind of maybe get a 1 month subscription to kind of demonstrate how it works. But for this class, all you need is a free version for you to follow through with the class. So we're going to be looking at these three on top here. Pages, the Notion AI, which is the reason why we're even having this whole thing in the first place. And then the database. So like I said, when you come to Notion, I want you to view the building blocks, right? Building blocks are the main thing. If you don't understand how the building blocks fit together, Notion can be very confusing. That's it. You can't really get a hang of it. But I am going to take it easy on this class, not trying to do a lot of things at the same time, but with the approach, you'll be able to understand how you can go and explore more, right? So for the two most important building blocks, if you go to this last thing, I told you that pages and databases are building blocks, but there are numerous building blocks, but they are not equally important, right? In the hierarchy of impact that they're going to have in your work. So what I'm trying to say now is that there are page, okay, there is a page, there is a database, and there are others. Okay, you're going to see it. So If you understand page and database, right, you can, okay, even others, right? When I talk about others, they will equally work with both pages and databases, right? So now, when you get started, right, when you click on get started here, I mentioned it in the last class. When you come, we are going to see get started. Look at it here, right? If you click on it, if you don't know what to click when you come to this, either click on home, okay, or get started, right? So get started, it give you everything that you can start building here. Okay, sometimes you can create a new page by look at this plus sign here. You can click on this plus sign, you can see option, okay, and when you click on home, you are going to see option of creating page. When you click on get started again, you can see this. So there are numerous ways you can do this, right? So let's go. Now, overall functionality, the way we are going to approach this, okay, is to understand the building blocks. Example, yeah, I've talked about, I need to add let me add pages. Uh, so here I want to add, okay. Um, so I've talked about the building block of functionality, right? First of all, you need to build it, right? That's what they call building block. After building it, just like a house, you manage it, right? You need to manage it. There's a lot of ways to manage your building block, and then you can connect components, different components. And lastly, it is useless if you don't actually share it with others, because I don't expect that you're going to be working alone in any project. So it is important. So if you take note of this thing I've mentioned, we are going to jump right straight into the demo, okay? Where we are going to look at the real thing here. So you can understand with me that these are just, I'm just showing these pages of how you can build a new page and blah blah blah. So let me just stop here and then go to where we stopped last time. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing, and then I'm going to go to a Notion page. All right, so please help me confirm when you can see what I am sharing.
Can see it, sir.
Okay, thanks. So this is Notion page. So forget about this. Something I've already built. So I'm going to start afresh. So like I said, okay, if you click on home, this is what you're going to see. Okay, if you click on home, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, sorry, let me continue from where I started. So, all right, so we are now in home, and then if you scroll down, you see a lot of upcoming events based on your calendar. I'm going to show you how you can do all those. Your home view, you can pin a database here. You can always go to a particular database you want check. Okay. So there are templates, what they call templates. So see templates as custom GPTs, right? See templates as gems in Gemini. So what template means is that some people have built already made um templates, let me call it already made databases, right? For instance, you can get a template on wedding planning. So what the person is trying to do is to ensure that every component you ever need for wedding planning is already there. You set up everything, how you can collaborate with your different vendors and everything. So you don't need to create it. All you need to do is to activate the template. And then if there are some tweaks you want to make on the template, you can tweak it. So it's more like what people have built. So some templates are actually free, while some others are, you have to pay for them. So what it means is that you as a person can sit down and develop a template in Notion, right? And you can put it out in the marketplace and people will be able to purchase if they want to purchase it. So you could see business model is changing, the way we think is changing. This one is going to change dramatically, right? All these things I am revealing to you guys from the time I talked about custom GPT and all that is going to change dramatically. Right now, my company is actually making a proposal, to a big company to help them automate their processes using AI. Okay. So there's going to be AI entrepreneurship, and we're already trying to exploit that. Okay. If we get that contract, I think it's going to be a boost for us in what we are doing. So it gives you the authority, to kind of what was it called, validate some of your claims that you're making. So I can tell you now, this is some of the things you think. Don't just enter here and everything. If you understand the building block, I want you to know that not everybody wants to sit down here and start building blocks, connecting them and all that. So again, Lawrence will not teach you every single thing, but we are supposed to show you how things work. So you could see with all these things, you can now begin to you can see some of the feature templates. You can see to-do list. Somebody created to-do list. If you want to use a template, if you don't want to create your own, somebody created a simple budget. Somebody created a travel planner. Somebody created personal mood board, whatever that means. I don't know. But these are not all the templates. So I'm going to show you some of these things. You know, so if you scroll down, you're going to see marketplace here, down here. Okay. If you click on marketplace, you can go to them. There are different ways you can visit the templates. So if I click on it, you come here, you are going to see the marketplace of templates. So there are categories now. You can look up here, you see team planning, personal productivity, business finance, personal finance, to-do list, budget, teaching, student planner. So these are all categories, right? If you click on any of them, for instance, if you click on personal productivity now, it will now bring out all the templates and the people that generated the templates. If they are free, you can take them, okay? But you see the money is written here. This one is $19, this one is $2, this one is 0.8. So some of them are quite cheap, right? Very, very cheap. Some of them are free. See this one, 50 pack, you can see it's free. Simple weekly schedule is free. So if you don't want to build some of these things from scratch, okay, you might as well use any of these. So let me just use one as an example. A free template. Let me go up again. Right. So this, let's just see. Okay. Look at this one. Simple weekly schedule is a free template, right? So if I click on it now, you can see I don't need to. This guy has done almost everything, right? So you can see people have taking this thing to the next level. Okay. See monthly plan, blah, blah. So if you understand this thing, a simple mistake, and now what add it. Okay. Okay, after adding it, you can equally preview and see how it works, right? You can see it here. You can see this person took time to build a template. Do not waste time debating what's good a man, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what this thing is. So this is how it looks. This is a preview. Okay, I've added it already, but after looking at the preview, if you want to add, you add. You might be asking, where am I adding it? Don't worry, you're going to see where you are adding it now. All right, very soon. Okay. Now, if there are templates you've purchased, right? uh, In fact, any templates you've added, look at them here. Okay. So it will list some of them, the ones you have purchased. So where do you access it? In your this thing, you can see purchased by profile, the top right hand side, you can see all those things there. So this is not what we want to do today. So we want to start a new page because we need to understand, how did this person even build this thing? What if I want to build my own? Okay, you can build this thing. Okay, so I will leave it. Maybe it will help us to, kind of do our own as well. I can borrow from here, to build whatever I want to build. So when I mean building blocks, this is exactly what I mean. You see how these things are divided. This is a block. This clock here is a block. This one is a block. This one is a block. This one is a block. You can see this is a block. This one 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 is a block. So you can see everything is block, 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 block. So that's why we call building blocks. So this guy have been able to build this beautiful template using the block. So let's get started. So if you want to get started, check on the left-hand side here. You're going to see get started, right? Look at it here. Okay. So if you click on get started, now what you're going to do is, if you click on it, it's going to bring you here, right? When it brings you here, this is the one we are doing last time, right? Where we are talking about creating header and everything. I decided, so we are going to continue from here, right? But if you want to create a new page, okay, now you're not going to click on get started. You're going to click on what? On the plus. I'll do it again. Okay. You're going to hover over the get started. Okay, you're not going to click on the get started. Okay. Sorry. You're going to click, there is a plus close to the get started, right? You click on the plus. This is when it will give you a new page, right? It will give you a new page. So now we are starting from a new page. So this is where the lesson starts. So today we are going to build pages and we are going to add some building blocks to it so that you understand how it works. So the first thing I'm going to say, my page. That's the name of this. I'll just call it my Notion page. My Notion page, okay, is the name. Simple, okay? This is simple. If it is Microsoft Word, you click Save As, then save, find file. No, 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 no. It's simple. As you have typed it here and put enter, you have saved it, okay? So we are going to now see it. If you look up here, yeah, you're going to see it up here. See my Notion page. So you can see some of the pages I've created. Okay, it is now among the tabs. This is one of the pages, I was working on, right, before this thing. I think I showed you this last week. Okay, so this is these are some of the pages. Okay, so if you click on get started, no, sorry. Look at under get started. Now you have my Notion page. You click on it, it brings it out. So you can see, look at it here. It's already listed here. So there, if you click on this arrow, there's nothing really under it, no page inside. So now you can create, so page is the biggest, that's why I say the building block is a page. But you can build pages, okay, inside the page, right? Now, there are two ways, I've said it before, there are two ways of interacting with this. Either you use a command or use AI. Now, for command, like I said, all you need to, now you have clicked this thing. If I want to create a page inside this page, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the forward slash, okay? Forward slash, you bring all the commands. Look at, you can see to-do list. If you want to create them, your own might not appear like this, but every single thing, call out quotes. So it is very easy. Forward slash will, bring you, bring all this prompt up. You understand? Up to the, if you want to put even Zoom, because I'm not going to have time to teach everything. If you want to put Zoom link, Google Map, there's nothing you cannot put in. Let me scroll down. You're going to see all those things. You see, you have Twitter here, that's X. You have Google Drive. You can link a Google Drive, GitHub for programmers and everything. I want to show you that these are, Notion interacts with everything. You see Figma, you can have a Figma board, Vision, Sketch, PDF. Zoom is somewhere here. You see Jira, Trello, Slack. I'm sure Discord will be there somewhere. Dropbox, there are lots of them. See Linear, you see ClickUp, you see Adobe XD, okay? You see Zendesk, this is Discord, right? You can see Microsoft, you can see Asana, Jira. You can even import a CSV file, you can import HTML, Asana, Trello, Dropbox, Monday.com, PDF, almost everything that you have ever used can be linked to Notion. Now you understand why I've decided to use Notion for this, right? Let me just start, small, because you might not be able to exhaust it. But if I don't mention it, most of you might not be aware that this is possible. Okay. So now, the next thing we are going to do is to build a page. So again, how did I bring out all these things? A simple command. Even if you don't learn anything in this class, learn forward slash. Once you click forward slash, and once you start typing, because it's page that I want to be, once I type PA, you will see everything that has PA will come up. So I don't need to complete it. I can click on what? Page. Now, are you seeing it now? You will now build a new page. You can give it a name, okay? Now, this page is built inside the major page. So you can see it's looking similar. How do you know? You will see that we started with, look at up here, okay? The top left-hand side corner, just close to this bar. You see, it will give you like a path, how we where we are, current directory or current folder. We started from get started, my Notion page. You can see the new page. If I change the name of this new page now, it's going to give me something here, right? So if I want to go back to my Notion page, I can click on this. Now you can see the new page now is under my Notion page. If I click on this again, it will go back. I can go back and forth. I can go to, get started. Okay, click on my Notion page, then click on what? New page. So this is a new page. I can build a lot of pages here. Okay, so one thing you can do is you can equally duplicate. So if I want 3 pages on that Notion page, I'll right click on it. I'll click on duplicate and I'll click on another one, duplicate. Okay. Now I have 3 pages, right? On that Notion page. If you look at this left-hand side, you are going to notice that under my Notion page, I have new page. So let me rename this one. I'll click on it to open it. I'll call it new page 1. Okay, I'll call it new page 1. Okay, let me call it my Notion page 1. My Notion page 1. Okay, you can see. If I go to Notion, you can see it has changed. Here it has changed also. So I'll click on this. I'll call it my Notion page 2. My Notion page 2. Okay. Then I'll click on Notion again. I'll click on this. I'll say my Notion page 3. Okay, so you can see here I've created 3 pages here, right? So I can keep on building something here, or I decide to build the thing inside the page. Okay, so how are we going to start? What is the first thing we want to build? Okay, let's say I want to build to-do list, right? Here. And in the page 2, I want to talk about my daily routine, right? I think it's similar to today. Okay, let me start with page 1. I'll click on here. Notion page 1 will open. I'll click on enter, right? The same pattern. Now, if you want to build a to-do list, use / again. You just need to type to do. It will come out, right? You click on what? To-do list. Okay. So to-do list is example. I'll wake up. Let me call it I'll wake up in the morning. Maybe I'll enter. You click on enter, brush my teeth. So this thing can be, as serious as plan my lesson, prepare my slides, schedule a meeting with stakeholders and everything, as far as it's to do this. So don't take it lightly the way I'm using my brush my teeth, take my bath, then dress up. So I can go back here and click enter if I missed anyone. I can say brush my teeth and I can say workouts. Okay, dress up. Go to work. I can say do school runs. Okay. Then return home. Do my task and then sleep. Okay. So this is what my this thing. Now, assuming I want to group this thing under a heading, I can actually enter here. You can see I'll go back to Notion page one and enter. Now, heading one, if I say slash heading, you can see heading one, heading two. I talked about it before. Let me say heading two this time around. So the heading two is my daily, my daily activity. Activity. So you can see it has created this, right? So I can also go down. Now, this is not under this. So I can create another heading, slash heading two. Okay. Let's see, guys. So I can give it a name called my weekend activity. My weekend activity. Okay, so now one thing about I want to show you here is that whenever you hover over any of your building blocks, right? So this building block is a heading two. Whenever you hover over it, two things will come out. You will see plus. Okay, plus means add something below it. That means add another building block. Like if I click here now, you will see if I start this and say to do. Now this to do, right, is added under this guy, right? You can see my weekend this thing is to wash my clothes. That is whatever. Have a haircuts, watch match, or do exercise and go to church, something like that. Let me just stop here so we don't waste our time. We have limited time. So go to church. Now, everything you built here is because you click on this plus, right? A to-do list can have other to-do lists under as far as you click on this plus, right? So this to-do list now, if you say enter, can say A1, okay, then A2. Sorry, I said to do. Sorry, let me do it again. Okay, click on the plus. I say to do this. Okay, so now I talk this. Let me talk about the reason why they call this thing blocks, because you can carry them about, right? So, like I said, you're going to see two things. One is the plus, okay. Click to add, okay, below, or you can put alternative and click to add a block above. So you can either add a block below and above, okay, not necessarily under it. Okay, I get that. So if I want to delete it, right, I click on, there are two things here. There are 6 dots. If you click on this, you're going to see other options. So you can turn it into. Now, what is interesting in Notion is that you can turn any block into any block. You can turn heading one into heading two into a page into heading one. So it is very flexible. Okay, you can turn it into a column, you can turn it into a table, you can turn it into a quote. You understand? So all these things are what makes Notion very thick. Look at all the things you can turn it into. Right? Then you can equally change the color, the background color, the font color, and everything. You can copy the link of the block also, so that you can paste it somewhere in the work. If you want to come directly to this place, then you can duplicate it. Okay, you can move it to another block, and then you can delete it. So this one that is SDDF, it doesn't mean it's I just want to delete it. So it's going to go. Now, this is one thing that makes these things block. So I can drag this thing and you can see what is happening. So what it means, I can place weekend and this one side by side. Okay. This one also, I can drag it under the weekend. You can see. So you can, if I create another in this thing, yeah. Oh, these things are not to do. So how do I do this? I can say to do. I'll click on to do, right? Let me see. To do. Let me say A1, enter. Okay, now these ones are under uh my daily activity. A3, but this one under here they are not. So can I drag it into this place? Yes, I can. Okay. So I can drag them into, because when I was putting some here, it was taking them down. Okay, it's not taking them down again. So this now means that these ones are properly under. So these ones we are not under, even though it seems like they belong to this one, but they were actually independent. So what I can do is to drag this one into the position of A1. I can drag this one here and drag wake up should be the number one. Also brush my teeth. Okay, we now take my bad dress off, go to work, do school runs, return home, do my bath, and then sleep. So now I'm going to remove these ones because and I remove all of that, So what you are going to do is click on this and then delete, click on this and then delete, click on this and then delete. So this is how to build. So for weekend, I have to drag this one to be here. Okay, I'll drag this one to be here, and then I'll drag this one to be. This is what I wanted to achieve. So I can now remove. Uh, there is a hand up. Yeah, ask your question. I forgot them.
Okay, so I wanted to know why you had to introduce that A1 and A2.
No, I didn't have to. I didn't have to. What I said is that when I was putting this weekend, I noticed that all these ones were moving down, meaning that they were not actually under my daily activity. So what I did was I came to the daily activity, click on this, and then click enter because I wanted to test, right? I did slash to do, okay? So I was just testing, I put slash to do, I now called it A1. That's all. I didn't have to do it. So when I saw that it is A1, so all these ones now, I was now dragging them from down to join the A1, and then I didn't need the A1, I just had to just delete it. So it's something that I just use to test whether this one, because you can see now they are aligning side by side. Before now, when I was putting weekend activities, all these ones were moving downwards. So they seem to be under my daily activities. This is activities. So, my daily activities. Yes. So they seem to be under it, but they were not really under it. So this is just a simple to do this. Okay. Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. I understand it now.
Okay. So now that is the simplest thing you can start using Notion to organize your daily task and everything. One thing I might even do, I might even create a page called trash. Okay. I'll come to this Notion or under here. Okay, when I finish, I can throw the activity into the trash. So again, what I'm going to build is a page. Okay, I'm just going to do slash, then find page. Look at this, look at page. The immediately I click on it, you can see I'll call this page trash. Okay, let me use this opportunity to tell you guys that when you are building a page, there are three things that you can, it's optional, but it comes with the page. Number one, page icon. For instance, this trash now, I have to use dustbin, something like that, waste paper bin or something. So how do you do that?
Your hand that like one. Your one break the problem.
Sorry, Wale, can you mute the press?
I've done that, sir. Sorry, kindly unmute. I'll mute everyone.
Okay. All right, when you create a new page, you're going to see add icon. So these are the three things, right? Number one, add icon. So because I'm creating a page called trash, I'm going to click on add icon. So when you see emoji. So when you click on add icon, there are three options you are going to see here. You can see we are under emoji, right? You can see that you can go to icon, okay? Pay close attention, and we can go to upload. Upload means if there is a picture in my local system that I want to use as the symbol of this. So I am now in icon. Let me check whether there is something trash. Let me just say trash. Okay, there is trash. So I'm going to click on this. Okay, oh, it gives me colors. Yeah, I can choose any color. I'll choose this color. You can see it becomes the what? The icon of this page. So a page can have an icon. Number two, a page can have a cover. And number three, a page can have a comment. So click on cover. This applies to all pages. So I'm not going to do this anymore. Some of you, there's a page I did. Some of you might be wondering how I did that. Is it this page? I'll be this one. Yeah. I remember this page last week. That's how I was able to, you can add images and stuff like that. So let me go back to trash. So under this trash, you can see cover. Once you click on cover, see what is going to happen, right? So if you want to change the cover, I don't like this, you can click on change cover here. It's going to give you a lot of covers, right? So I think I like this one, okay? Or maybe it's conflicting with. Okay, I think there are some interesting stuff here. Okay, let me choose this one. All right, so this is, I've changed the cover. So the last thing is add comment. So I'm going to click on add comment. I'm going to say, this is where I will dump all my completed activities. Okay, so that's this thing. So you might be wondering, how do I go back to look up here? You can click. We are now in trans. This is like what we call the path. Okay, the 5 paths. Okay, so you can go back one step in the path. You can see the trash here. All right. So what it means is that maybe if I finish, wake up, you can equally do a checklist, because this is to do. Anyone you complete, you can check it, you can cross it out, cross it out, cross it out, cross it out, cross it out. Or you can choose a way you can actually be dropping it. So for weekend, instead of crossing out, I can say, okay, I finished my hairstyle, come here and throw it into the trash. It will disappear. Once I finish this one, I will throw it into the trash. Once I finish this one, I'll throw it into the trash. Once I finish this one, I throw it into the trash. I am not actually deleting them. If you open the trash now, you see I have listed, all of them have been listed in the trash. Okay. So That's let me go back to this Notion page. All right, so creating tables and everything. Now, another thing you can create is what we call a call out. Okay, a call out is, let me click on this under I've created to-do list, I've created page. Let us create a call out. Somebody might be asking, what is a call out? A call out is more like, okay, of course, if you watch comics, yeah, comics, those things that somebody say you are reading is coming from somebody and everything. But in Notion, a call out is actually used to kind of is a building block that kind of demarcates something. It puts a boundary around it to give it a distinctive feature that will separate it from others, right? Because we have pages here, you can see everything is just there, right? You can equally add a demarcation, right? Let me say slash and see if there's demarcation. DM, there's nothing like that. Let me get splitter. SP. There's nothing like that. I think there is I've forgotten the name. Divider. Okay, the name is divider. DIV. Okay, see it there. If I click on divider now, it draws a line. So I can put divider under this page also. Slash divider. I click on it, so you can see begin to have some, begin to have some demarcation. But instead of putting this divider, I can use a call out. So, example, I can put slash call. It will complete it for you. Look at call out there. You can put a call out. See what I mean. You see how it is? It will have an icon, right? And then you can have this thing. So I can actually use call out for this, my daily activities and my weekend activities. So I can just say, let me not use my for to avoid repetition. I will say daily activities. Okay, so you can see that's what call out does. Now I can duplicate these call outs, right? I can duplicate it. If you click on this, you can see duplicate here. So anything you want to do on any of the blocks, click on these 6 dots close to it. You will see duplicates. Okay, you can see I have 2 activities now. I'll change this one to weekend activities. So this is how to you select it. You can type on it weekend activities. Now you can see 2 of them. Now, 2 of them have the same icon because I duplicated. But I want to show you what is important. Let me create another one by duplicating this. Duplicate. Let me call this one daily activity, weekend activities. Let me call it holiday activities, something like that. Now there are 3. Now there's something I want to demonstrate here. I can carry this, okay, block and come to the end of this one and drop it. You can see I can carry this one also and come to the end of this one and drop it. So now I have what 3 callouts. You can see how it is done. I don't have to bother about the boundaries, all those kind of things. I can change their icon. If I come here, I click on this icon. I can choose icon, emoji, and upload. Of course, people have done this before. Daily activity. Let me just choose anything as daily activity. Let me just choose this one. Okay. Daily activity. Weekend activities. Choose. Yeah, holiday. I'm supposed to bring this one for you. I'm talking about activities of places. 30 anything. Let me choose this one. So, you can see now. Now, you can build a page inside a callout. So you can see in Notion, you can build a callout inside a page and then build a page inside a callout. So it's all about your creativity. If you sit down, you understand. Like one of the things I want to do in this particular with this Notion is to ensure that I organize the planning of the 5th anniversary. Everybody that is involved, as complex as the activities might be, I'm going to challenge myself to build a full-scale planning so that maybe at the end of the day, I might have to sell it as and maybe just drop it and hope that somebody will buy it as a template or something for planning activities like that. Because the 10th anniversary is complex. It's not really a simple something. In the normal Excel sheet I have now, I already have like, I can't remember the number. I'm sure it's not less than 6 different sheets for different things. I have to work with ChatGPT to be able to produce a timeline and all that and all that. So, like I told you guys, when you're working with the AI tools, right, and applicate this class is this particular track is all about AI. So you have to use a combination of all of them. I can build, like I want to do a documentary. I can organize a to-do list on what I need to do about a documentary for Codehouse at 10 and all that. So what I'm showing you now is something that I'm just giving you examples. You can sit down and build a wonderful this thing. So I'm going to be giving you guys an assignment next week. Okay, when I've at least progressed to the point where you can share something with somebody. I'm going to give you an assignment for different groups, to be able to generate something for me that shows you can build. What I want you to demonstrate is that you can build pages and databases, right? That's why I am not rushing this notion, because if I rush it, most of you get confused. So the way I'm taking it, just take it like that. I'm just handling to-do lists. I'm talking about callouts. Nobody is going to do all those things for you, right? So yeah. So this is it. So I said you can build a page inside the callout. So if you click on the callout, you enter. Okay, I'm going to have what? Slash. Again, I'm now going to build what? Pages. Are you seeing it? It opens a new page. Okay. So my callout here is now I want us to give it a name. Okay. Let me go back to Ocean page. Okay, daily activities. So I'm going to click on new page and call it daily. Okay, that's the name, right? Daily. Let's go back. This one, I'm going to call it what? Weekend. So I'll click here, enter, then /. I'm going to build a what? Page and give it a name what? Weekend. Okay. Then I'll go back, click on this holiday, right? Enter, put a page there and call the page what? Holiday. Okay, enter. Now I have done all these things, right? What I'm going to start doing now, let us bring in AI so that I'll just demonstrate what AI can do. Okay, so I'm going to go into daily, right? I'm going to go into daily. You click on daily, right? It opens daily. Now you see here, ask AI. Are you seeing it? Or this is one way of doing it. You click here and then you can ask AI, okay? Or you use a space. Once you type a space, okay, command, use /. in this one, you use what? A space. Just watch. If I hit on space, you see the prompt changes. It calls up my AI, right? So what I'm going to say is, please, now is prompting. Okay, we are back to prompting. Now I'm going to say, please list a typical or list a daily activity or a typical daily English. A typical daily activity of a professional teacher. Okay, enter. Now the AI will think. So this is where Notion added AI. Okay, so in case you are wondering when I'm going to do Notion AI and everything, Notion AI is going to help, right? You can see what is happening here. I am not going to write this thing myself. So after Notion generates it, okay, one thing that happens is that it will ask you whether, do you want to accept this? Do you want to discard it? Do you want to insert something below it so you can type in, or do you want to try again? Okay, so now let me give you something you can do, right? This is fine. I don't want to change it. But you can see after generating it, instead of accepting it, I will tell AI, maybe put it in a tabular form. Okay. Now I will say, good, but let me have it in a tabular form. Let me see whether it will do that for me. Enter. Okay, fantastic. You can see here, you can choose, if you have to choose between the first one and this one, I think I will prefer this. Okay, I think I will prefer this. So I'm going to what? Accept it. I don't want to go into this. I just want to, I'll say now, accept. Once I accept it, you see. Now what happens is that if I go back to my Notion page, right? This daily now, once I click on it, this is where I'm going to land, right? So I want you to begin to become creative. Think about the untapped opportunities that you can use this thing to do, right? I'm just giving you just tip of the iceberg. See, you can use this to do a lot of complex things, right? Okay, so let's go to the other page. Now I'm going to click on weekend, right? I'm going to come here, enter. I will say space, okay? List, I will say list activities. Okay, list weekend, list typical weekend activities for a teacher, right? Enter. Please remember you have to be connected to the internet, by the way. There's no AI without internet. So, okay, that's nice. I'll say again, good, but present it in a tabular form. Tabular format. Enter. Okay, I will accept. So once I accept, I can actually modify some of these things. If I'm not happy with this, I can change it. but it has given me, it has given, you can actually adjust this thing, okay? You can rearrange them, change the existing. So it has saved me the stress of starting afresh. I can critique, I can remove. Okay, if you click on this, you see duplicate, you can see remove, you can see edit, you can color it, you can probably note it specially and all that. Very, very, very useful. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my Notion page one. The last one is what? Holiday. So I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to come to this holiday space. Okay. Space. I can say give me typical holiday plan or a school teacher. Just I don't know what I'm typing, but it's fine. Okay. Summer break, winter break. Okay, this time around, let me try something. I say I'll say represent it in a group. Represent it in groups. Let me see if that is possible. Enter. Interesting. I'm sorry having problem confusing the but please try again. Is it try again or the request is too complex? Let me see. Okay. Put in tabular. Okay, the last part of this class today, we are going to introduce database. Like I said, this is page building, blah blah blah. So I'm going to click on accept. So let's get on with this. Yeah, that's fine. So all right, so let's this is it. You can do your this thing, can equally throw them into trash actually. You can see I can drag this into trash. But it's fine. Let me just leave it here. Okay, I'll put a divider as well and build it. So we are going to start building our databases. I'm going to introduce database today, even if I don't finish it gradually. We are going to round off database. We are going to see how we can connect databases, and then the last day we are going to do a workflow to tell you how you can now collaborate with other people and everything, and how AI, you can already see the role AI is already playing here as well. Sometimes you don't need to create everything from scratch and all that. So even in proofreading, okay, you can use your AI to proofread. You can make it shorter. You can do anything. For instance, if I put a space here and say, give me comprehensive, because I want it to be long, comprehensive, give me comprehensive products development workflow. Development. Let me say technology products. Technology product development workflow. Okay. Enter. Okay, I've run out of free AI responses. Good to know. Upgrade to Notion AI. $24 per month. Okay, that's interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, let us switch over to database creation. All right, that's fine. That's fine. So, like I said, I will need that for the last part of. I'm not going to subscribe now. Okay, I'm going to need it for collaboration. Probably collect some of your email address and see what we can do. Okay, right now let's go to we are going to create a new page. Okay, I don't think we need to even leave this page. So let me go to Notion page, right? Okay, I've created some pages already. So let me go to Notion page 2. Nothing is here. Okay, right. Okay. So nothing is Notion page. This is where I want to build database. I'm going to introduce data. What is the database? Database is simply a repository of information that is going to be queried. Queried means asking for information from that. There are difference between storage and database. You understand? Database holds information that will be queried regularly. For instance, your information in the bank is in a database because whether you are using the database or not, other people are querying the database as you speak. Querying it means using your app to try to transfer money and all that. So a database is alive. It's not just if I collect all your information now, put it in a flash drive and keep it somewhere, it's not a database. People used to misunderstand this thing. I just have data of people, not a database. So a database is always available to be queried. Okay. There are two types of, broadly two categories of there's a structured and non-structured. That's why you have my SQL. SQL simply means structured query language. So it queries is a language that is used to query structured data. So when you have no SQL, is no non-structured query language. SQL. SQL is always structured query language. When you put no, it means no structured query language. It's actually a language that is used to query non-structured database. So most of these things, it's very simple. It's just when you begin to use jargon, people begin to get confused, right? So here, we're going to build databases. Database means you're going to use it to coordinate your team. You're going to use it to do everything. It's going to be alive and it's going to be supplying information. You can link it and all that. So that's what it means. So this is a new page, right? There are different ways you can build database, right? We can actually come here again, the same slash, right? Slash calls up every single command, and one of the commands is database. So what you need to do is you start typing data, the thing will come out. So you're going to see table view, okay, and database grayed out. Don't go for table. Make sure database is attached to it. If you create an ordinary table, it is not a database. So you can see this one. You see table view database. So click on it, right? This is a fresh database we are going to start building. Okay. So you can see now it is asking you to link it to a database. Now that's where the relationship starts. Okay. What they call relational database. That's what we are going to be building, especially when you are dealing with structured data. Okay. Relational database is waiting one part of database. So we are going to see it quickly here. So let us start building. Okay, you can new empty data source. That's what we are trying to do, but you don't need to click on it. You can build with AI. Okay, I've exhausted my AI, so I can't go there. You can import. This is where we stopped last week. I was trying to import a simple Excel sheet, a CSV file. CSV is, you can import Excel sheet as well, or you can convert your Excel into a CSV. Okay, CSV is comma separated value. Okay, let's build a new database. So let's start from here. Okay, it's fresh. Now let me explain. Okay, this, I mean, whenever you come to database like this, some of these things, what you just see is setting an open full page. Once you start adding information to them, you are going to see more options. And remember, I said you build first and then manage. So that manage is you have to sort it, right? You have to filter it, you have to group it, and all those kind of things, right? So you need to know how to manage, the information you are building, and then you connect. After connecting, you can collaborate with others. All right, so we are just building, right? So a database is equally a building block. You can see how we came here. We use slash like every other thing. So you can see here, what you see here is what we call the fields, like the name, okay? Name is actually the most important component of the database. Every other thing is around that database. Assuming this is a database that shows activities, okay, like project requirements. So I can call this database, instead of new database, let me give it a name, right? I can call it projects. Okay, click on that. So this database takes the name projects, right? Now here, okay, you can see the thing is name. I'll change the name, okay, to something else. Okay, I can call it activities. Activities. Okay, so I'll call it activity. It will change. So I can add a new activity. This activity is what? Gets the contract. Okay. You click here, get payments or first payments. Get first payment. The next one, I'm going to form a team. Okay, after forming a team, design the products. Design the products. I will now say implement the design. Implements the design. I'm not sure this is spelled, but you guys understand what okay, I will say test the products. Presents to clients. Gets remaining payments. Okay, so this is a simple something. Now, okay, this database table view currently has only one column. Okay, and the name of that column is activities. Now, if I want to build another column, it is called adding properties. That's the way it is used. So unlike Excel that has all the column, just put the heading and all that, okay, and other Google Sheets and stuff like that. In this case, you need to what? Add the. So it is called property, okay. all about nomenclature. So I click on this, it's going to give you all possible properties I can add. I can add a text column, I can add a status column, I can add a person's column if I'm collaborating with people. I can add a formula, I can add a button, I can add a place, I can add dates, I can add a file, I can add URL, I can add email. Okay. Adding is similar to formatting in Excel. So if you add a date, everything under that particular column will be recognized as a date. That's the idea. Okay. If you want it to be a text, meaning that you don't really want any format, it's going to give it to you. Just record it as you put it. Whatever you put there is not the software, the algorithm is not going to make any effort to change what you have put there. So the first thing I want to add is like let me see checkbox. Okay, you can see there is what a property name called checkbox. When I add checkbox, you see it's added a full column of checkbox, right? So again, these things are equally blocks. So you can carry them around the table. So I can drag this checkbox and put it in front of this. I can even reduce the width of the checkbox. So this checkbox can now even do what the to-do list. Okay. Anyone that I do, I can check it. Look at it here. Okay. So after adding checkbox, I can add a column, maybe the dates, right? If I have a date. So what you do is add property. Okay. You click on add property. I'm going to what? Put a date. Here, date. Okay, look at dates here. I'll put a date column, right? Once I put a date column, what is going to happen? Once I click on, let me reduce this thing. On this column, what's going to come out is a calendar. Okay, so get the contracts. I'll say I'm getting it tomorrow, Friday. You see, right? You click on this one, get payment. Let me say I'm getting payment on Monday night. Okay. Form a team. Once I get payment, I form team on the 11th. Product design will take a longer time. Example, product design can take me to 26th, right? Let me just, this is fictitious. Okay. Implement the design. Let me go to March and say it's going to take me to 21st of March. Test the product. Okay. Again, I can have a start date and end date in all these things as well, but I'm just using one date. And this date is a deadline, like when it should be. So I'm testing. I'll go to March again. Okay. Testing. Let me click April. Okay. It will end in April 10th. Yeah. Then click here. It's well, I'm now in April. I'm going over to the client on the 21st. Okay, and getting paid on the 22nd of April. Let me say 24th of April. So you can see you see how easy it is. You don't have to bother about any other thing, So another thing I want to add is a property type. Okay, is if you check, there's a property type select, not multi-select. This is what I did. I showed you guys this one last week. You click on select now. What it means is that out of there will be a lot of options, but only one can be selected. So example is I can say done is one. Okay. Enter. I can put get face payment. I can say this one is done. Okay. Enter. Form 18. I can say is pending. Pending. Now, even though I type pending here, it has added it to what? The list. Okay. I will say design products ongoing. I'm just using this thing ongoing. You can see as you say create ongoing. Then you can see now, whenever you click on any of this thing, it has already formed the option. So if I click on the next one, you see done, pending, ongoing. Okay. I'm just going to say pending, testing product, ongoing, something like that. Present to clients, pending, pending. So this is select. But if you choose multiple select, it means it's not in this case. Okay. So what we are saying here is you can even have something like oh, you want the time is up.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are going to start exactly at this point. Okay, next time. So what we are going to show is, please let me just give me a minute. Let me just conclude this part and then we'll go. So the beauty of this is that you can actually add a calendar view. Okay, the calendar view under this, right? And then you begin to test whatever you have done, right? So please let's stop here. We are going to look at calendar view, and then we can do a Gantt chart, timeline, and all that using our system. Well, thank you very much. We have to go. See you guys next time.